Okay, today it's marble chocolate pear tray bake. I always get the name of that one wrong, but basically there's some fruit in the bottom, which can be some pears, or if you've got other fruit you could absolutely put an apple in or some other fruit, that would be fine. And then there's like a sponge cake on top, some of which is just a plain sponge and some of which has got cocoa powder in it, and it's marbled together. So first thing you're going to need to do is to find an appropriate sized tin. They reckon about 20 centimetres squared. I reckon this is about 25 centimetres square, so I am making the mix to 150 grams of everything and 3 eggs. If you've got a 20 centimetre square tin, then absolutely go for 2 eggs and 100 grams of the mixes that you'll see in a moment. If yours isn't silicone tin like this one is, then you're going to need to grease and line it with some baking paper. Hopefully you know how to do that. Because this is silicone, I don't need to, it literally just drops out of there when it's cooked. The fruit then, I've just peeled a pear here. The pear has been in my fridge and I actually forgot it was in there. I bought it from our local farm shop and it was in a little paper bag and I'd forgotten it was in there. So it's been there a couple of weeks. It's still okay. It hasn't gone like gritty like pears can do if they are a bit over, but it's okay, but it's looking like it needs to go, so I thought I would use this up today. So I'm just taking out the core of this pear. Let's just get rid of that little bit there. Yeah, and the core can just go in the bin out of the way. And then I'm going to just chop this roughly into some cubes. Doesn't have to be too perfect. If you were using an apple, exactly the same. You could, if you chose to, do these in slices, that would be fine. Your choice. And then this is going to go in the bottom of your tin. I'm just going to spread that around a little bit. So it's a basic sponge mix, which is 50 grams of everything per egg you use. So if you're using 2 eggs, it's 100 grams of the other ingredients. If you're using 3 eggs, 150 grams, and so on. So, I'll use that in a moment. In my bowl, I've got 150 grams of like soft margarine that you'd use for baking. You could absolutely use butter, make sure it's softened first. Or you could use block margarine, but soft margarine is absolutely fine for this. And 150 grams of caster sugar. Now you could do the creaming method where you cream the butter and sugar together and that incorporates air, and then you gradually add the eggs and then sift in the flour. However, for speed today I'm actually going to do the all-in-one method. So in with 150 grams of soft marg goes 150 grams of 150 grams of caster sugar, 150 grams of self-raising flour. If you've only got plain flour, then just add an extra 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. You want 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder if you're using self-raising flour. Just helps to make sure that it rises. And then the last ingredient, which I'm going to add, is just a little bit of vanilla paste. It will absolutely bring this to life a little bit. Let's just get a little bit there in as well that's got stuck on there we go, bottom. There you go, it's quite a nice one this. So that goes in as well. And then in goes the 3 eggs. All in one means that everything goes in and then you whisk it all together. So 1, 2, 3, and then because I've handled those raw eggs, I'm just going to quickly go and wash my hands to get them clean. And then you take your electric whisk and you whisk this together until it's all combined. It will probably take about a minute or so. I'm going to quickly do this and I will rejoin you because it's going to be noisy. I'll stop the video here and then rejoin you when this is done. Thank you. So my mixture's now all mixed together. It looks uniform, the same all the way through. And what I need to do in my mind is somehow divide this mixture in half. Now half of the mix is going to remain vanilla and white, and half of it is going to have some cocoa powder added to it, and so it will be the chocolate element. So what I'm going to do is to take a teaspoon would be helpful here. spoonfuls of my mixture and place it randomly in my tin. So I don't know if you're able to see how this looks, but I'll lift it up in just a moment. But I'm only using the half which I want of the mix that I want to stay vanilla and white or pale. So I've dotted it around a little bit, and I reckon that's about half of my mixture used up there. So if I can show you that, I've then got some spaces in amongst the vanilla parts of the sponge, which I'm then going to add some chocolate sponge to. So I need a tablespoon of cocoa powder. I like chocolate, so for me I'm going for a rounded one. And then, because I'm lazy, I know I could stir it in, but I'm actually going to whisk it in. And it is going to get a little bit messy. It will just take me probably about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, so I'll let you stay while I just do this. Quite a slow speed because I don't want the cocoa to decorate the kitchen, because I'm a bit lazy, so I want to be cleaning up after that. There we are. So there is my chocolate half of the sponge, and then I'm going to take my spoons again and I'm going to try to get, wherever there isn't the vanilla sponge, I'm going to try and put some chocolate sponge in. Doesn't matter if, as you can see here, I've got some of the vanilla sponge on the chocolate sponge, because it's all going to be mixed in a little bit anyway, so it really doesn't matter. This one's quite a nice one for not worrying too much about things. Seems to be that I missed out all the corners with the vanilla sponge, so I've got all the corners of big chocolate at the moment, and I'm just trying to get all of those little gaps filled. And I think that's probably about it. I will just scrape out the bowl. Like I say, I quite like chocolate, I don't want to waste any mix. Okay. So that is all in there, and the next stage is a little bit, and this is where you've got to be careful, because if you go too mad and mix it together, then it all becomes like a light brown sponge or sort of medium chocolate sponge, rather than the contrast between the two. So all I'm doing is just lightly filling any gaps in with the back of the spoon, but I'm not mixing this mix up. So I've still got two mixes in there, but there is just a little bit of overlap there where the mixes do meet. And then you need something like a skewer or a cocktail stick, and you just do like a little swirly pattern, like a figure of 8, constantly down. And what this does is it mixes some of the vanilla mix with the chocolate mix, and some of the chocolate mix with the vanilla mix. I'm also going to go up and down. But what I don't want to do, and I can feel the fruit on the bottom, so I know that I've gone right down so that it will be marbled throughout there. What I don't want to happen is for the white vanilla mix and the brown chocolate mix to completely combine. So I'm going to stop there. I've gone crossways, I've gone downways. This now needs to go into the oven. You want it about gas mark 4, about 180 degrees, and you want to cook it, I would suggest, for about 20-25 minutes we'll start with. I'll let you know when it comes out how long mine's been in for, but start off with 25 minutes and just check the end of this video, because I will tell you how long mine actually took in the end. So it's going to go onto a baking tray, oven gloves on, and into the oven. I'll show you what this looks like when it comes out. So this has come out the oven. This actually took nearer 30 minutes because it's got the extra egg and extra 50 grams of all the ingredients. It took that little bit longer to cook. It's well risen, it's golden brown on top, which is difficult to see where the chocolate is, but you can see where the vanilla sponge is. And when I lightly touch it, particularly in the middle, which is the slowest bit to cook, when I touch it lightly, it bounces back up, which tells me that this is cooked. When I leave this a little while, because I will leave it now to cool down a little bit before I turn it out, and then it should hopefully be marbled through with some chocolate and some vanilla in every slice that gets cut up. I hope you enjoy this one. Thank you.